We need the body to be able to detox the way that it wants to detox. So here's how it works. When we eat food, the stomach makes hydrochloric acid to help us acidify that food and start the breakdown process so that we can break that food down and access the nutrients in that food. And then when that acidified food leaves the stomach, the gallbladder squirts bile down onto the acidic product to neutralize those acids. And this alkaline product hitting an acid product creates this sizzle that really helps us bust the food apart and pull all the nutrients out of that food. The problem is that a lot of people's bile will become too thick and sticky to flow correctly. Now, this is really problematic for high blood pressure because most people know that the liver filters filth and toxins out of the body, but what a lot of people don't know is that the liver puts that filth into the bile that it produces. And then the bile moves through the intestinal tract and carries those toxins out the back door. But when that bile isn't moving, the toxins aren't leaving the body. It starts to thicken up the blood, and now we need to raise the pressure needed to push that thick blood through the system. The second most common cause of elevated blood pressure is elevated insulin and elevated blood sugar. You can get a glucometer at most pharmacies for $30, $40, and you can check your fasting blood sugar right when you wake up in the morning before you eat or drink anything. And if that fasting blood sugar is over 100, that's a strong sign that you're dealing with elevated blood sugar problems and high insulin problems. When blood sugar goes high, insulin's gonna go high with that in most cases. So when we're looking at that blood pressure number, we're looking at things like number of minerals in the system, the amount of glucose, protein a little bit, and then filth and junk and toxins. So glucose is a big factor in what we're looking at here. You might need to reduce the carbs, sugars, alcohol, and liquid sugars that you're eating. Those alcohols and liquid sugars are really the worst, sodas and stuff like that, because that liquid sugar or alcohol that processes like liquid sugar will hit your system a lot faster and harder and raise blood sugar a lot higher faster and spike that insulin a lot as well. The third most common cause of elevated blood pressure is an overly sympathetic imbalance. So our autonomic nervous system runs a lot of our bodily functions behind the curtains. We don't really have to think about our heart beating, it just kind of does that. So there's a sympathetic side, which is our fight or flight state, and then there's a parasympathetic side, which are rest and digest state. The fight or flight state is there to help the body function at a higher level in an emergency type situation. So we're being chased by a lion, that's an emergency. The body will change how it operates to help our body get an immediate fuel source so that we can run away and survive from this attack. The problem is when there's a lot of stress in our life, it can push us into this fight or flight state all the time. The body can constrict the vascular system, which kind of closes it down a little bit, and now we need more pressure to push the blood through a tube that is now smaller. So when that vascular system is constricted, we need more pressure to push the blood through the system. So this can raise our blood pressure.